warm welcome to you all. Without further delay, we are pleased to introduce your new manager.
Hey, what's up everyone? Czeck85 here, and welcome to my Newcastle United FIFA 22 career mode. And this is a career mode that I kind of promised you guys when I did that video, that FIFA 22 experiment video about what if Newcastle signed all the big name players they were rumored with. But yeah, I figured I'm gonna do this, but it's not just gonna be an ordinary career mode. I'm going to have certain rules that I'm going to have to follow and certain things which I'll get here in a bit, but yeah, this I'm hoping that this is going to end up being a unique career mode. I know there's a lot of Newcastle career modes, especially in FIFA 22 since the whole Saudi takeover thing, but I'm going to try my best to make this as unique as I possibly can. And I am going to be playing the preseason tournament. I think I'm going to be going for this one for the most money, which is 7.8 million, the European International Cup. You can see my opponents. There are a lot of German teams, a couple French, actually several French teams, and an Italian team, and I'm the only English team, so let's just go ahead here real quick. By the way, hope you guys having a good day today. But yeah, you can look here. My manager's name is Mason Cooper, and for those of you that may or may not know, Mason Cooper was the hero of my Newport County career mode that I made in FIFA 19. He was the guy that I had lift the Champions League trophy for them, and he is one of the best youth scouts that I've ever encountered. I'm like, you know what? I was going to put myself in there as manager, but I'm like, you know what? Mason Cooper is one of the best youth academy prospects that I've ever had in any career mode. I could just imagine him retiring and becoming a manager, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. And you can see him hold the Newcastle jersey right there. You can see new owner Spark Revolution at Newcastle United. Kind of realistic, which, speaking of realism, which I'm going to put this in the description as well. This career mode that I'm going to do right now, I am not aiming towards realism whatsoever, you know? I mean, one of my pet peeves about the FIFA community is that people take this game way too seriously. And they expect realism, and every time, whenever they go look at a career mode, they expect realism in that. If you guys want realism in football, watch an actual football game. Don't watch a video game. And that's exactly how I'm going to treat this. I'm going to treat this as a video game, which that is what it is. But yeah, let's take a look at the squad here real quick. I should tell you right now, I am not going to be playing a 5-2-3. That's for darn sure. And as a matter of fact, you can probably see from the title of this video, I'm going to model my Newcastle squad pretty much after the Entertainers squad from the mid-90s, specifically 96, 97. And I'm also going to model this club a little bit on the 2002-2003 squad. That is the last squad to participate in the Champions League, which, man, I'm having a hard time speaking, but I'm just so hype about this career mode. I'm just so excited of what this project is going to hold for me, but, and also what I'm going to have on the description, too, is that, I have certain rules of who I can sign in the first season, and, I also have, rules of who I can fill, like, for example, Miguel Almiron. As much as I like him in real life, he's going to end up being replaced. I'm going to put Gale in there temporarily. Looks like Willa cannot play. Okay, let's see. I might end up having to change him to a center mid. But anyway, San Maximin, as a matter of fact, I'm going to do this right now. San Maximin will be the captain of this team. Because he's really out of the only one out of the starting 11 here that is safe. Jamal Lewis, even though there's a Northern Irish wide midfielder in the 96-97 squad. There is a wide back Northern Irishman named Aaron Hughes that was part of the 2002-2003 squad, and because of that, Lewis gets to keep his spot in the team. But just change a little thing here. Jamal Lascelles, he's gonna be part of the bench. I'm still torn about what exactly I want to do with the Longstaff brothers. I'm not sure if I want to move them on or if I want to keep them. That's a decision that I'm going to have to make later on. But yeah, just looking at the squad here, I'm going to say at least 85% of the squad's going to end up going just because they just do not fit the criteria of what I'm going to be doing in this career mode, unfortunately. And there's going to be a lot of players here that even though I like them a lot, in real life, they're just not going to be in my career mode, unfortunately. So I'm going to be saying goodbye. You know how Jared HD had on his thing, don't get butthurt if I sell your favorite player? Well, I'm going to pretty much do that to myself. I'm going to try not to get butthurt over trying to selling some of these players. Because I do like Fabian Scher, awesome player on his A-Day. Hayden, I don't really mind him all that much. Let's see. Yeah, we don't want to get into Kieran Clark after that stupid red card that he had against Norwich. But yeah, as you can see, this team's going to need a lot of work, and in order to improve the team, I'm going to need money. Which I will tell you right now, I'm going to show you the transfer budget here. I did give myself the 500 million financial takeover, but I am not going to be spending 500 million. As a matter of fact, I'm going to reduce that right now. I am going to reduce this to 234 million. Yeah, I'm going to have an insane wage budget, but the way I'm going to look at it is actually, I'll tell you guys here in a minute. I want to see what the objectives are first. Okay, youth development, medium priority, sign at least 2 players younger than 20 years old with a potential greater than the average overall rating players currently in the same position. Within 2 seasons, sign 1 youth player to the senior team, play them in 10 matches, either as part of the starting 11 or coming on as a sub. Brand exposure, high priority, get 10 games without defeat this season, sign 1 crucial first team player signed a forward position, which shouldn't be too difficult. Financial, finish the season with a profit margin of 325 million. Yeah, that's not going to happen. They want me to finish mid-table, which, honestly, my lowest goal is to avoid relegation, but I really want to finish in the top half of the table if I can. If I can finish 10th or higher, then that will be a successful season. FA Cup, they want me to reach the round of 16. That is the cup that I am going to try to put my focus on. Carabao Cup, I could care less about. Continental success, I'm not in any European competition, so I don't have to worry about that. But in terms of transfer budget, you can see I'm going to have 234 million to spend on new players, which I'm going to make a short list here in a bit of exactly who I want to get. But depending on what happens, like when it comes to January, if I'm at least in the 10th position or higher, then I'm going to allow myself an extra 100 million euros to spend. But if I end up being 11th place or lower, then I'm only going to grant myself 50 million in the January transfer window to make improvements to the squad. And that's how I'm going to do that. But, yeah, let's just look at my notifications here. You see my opponents are going to be Eintracht Frankfurt, Bayer Leverkusen, and Torino. Pretty tough group, if I do say so myself. Youth Academy report, which we'll get to in just a second. I'm actually looking forward to seeing who my homegrown talents is going to be. I already went over vision and expectations for a scout report. And my main scout, Joseph Goddard. They call me Mr. Mason instead of Mr. Cooper. I just find that kind of weird. But anyway, I'm really, really hoping for an awesome homegrown talent. Moment of truth comes right now. Ew. That's not what I was going for at all. Jeez. This goalkeeper, 22 rated, I'm just going to go ahead and release him right now. 46. Releasing you. The only one that I can even... I mean, Connor Cook. Algeria. And Edward Ferreira. I can't play Canadian because I was not a Canadian either. I'm going to have to let go of every single one of these youth players. Because none of them fit the criteria that I want in this team. I was really hoping to get somebody decent on this team, but I am going to be high. Let me see who I have so far. I have a 5-star, so that's really going to help a lot. I'm probably going to send my 5-star to England, which I'll do here in... Probably in the next video I'm going to end up doing that, but, see if there's anything else I want to go over here real quick, which I don't think there is. So, what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to go ahead and make up my short list of who I want to get. And the first position I really want to go for is the goalkeeper. Now, I'm going to be going for a analog of Shaka Hislop, but the only problem is that there's not any Trinidad and Tobago goalkeepers in FIFA. But last time I checked, Shaka Hislop does have dual citizenship in England. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and look for an English goalkeeper. And the main one I want to go after is Dean Henderson, if I can. I'm going to go ahead and shortlist him. I plan on making him my starting goalkeeper. In terms of backup goalkeeper, I'm going to get the analog for Pavel Cernacek, who is from the Czech Republic, who sadly died a couple years ago. I forget exactly what he died from, but he's pretty much a cult hero in the Newcastle fan base. I know I certainly have fond memories of him, but the Cernacek analog I'm going to go for is a person that I know I've never heard of whenever I did my research for this, and that is Aleš Mandus. He currently plays for Slavia Praha. I'm going to go ahead and shortlist him. And now I'm going to be focusing right now on players that I want to get who are on their last year of the contract, or at least I think are going to be on the last year of the contract. And the first one I'm going to go after is going to be the Philippe Albert analog, who was a Belgian center back, who scored that famous goal against Peter Schmeichel in Newcastle's 5-0 win against Manchester United back in the day. And the player I'm going to be going for is going to be a bit of a controversial one because he did play for Sunderland at one point. And that player is Jason Denayer, or Denayer, however you want to pronounce it. But you can see there, his contract is expiring in 12 months, so we should be able to get him at around his value, which is good. Now, the next player I'm going to get is a player that's actually linked with Newcastle in real life that will serve as my Darren Peacock analog. And it's a player that currently plays for Burnley, and he goes by the name of James Tarkowski. He is 28 years of age, but I'm thinking to get at least 2 or 3 decent seasons out of him, hopefully. You can see his contract is expiring in 12 months, so I should be able to get him for around his value. Now, all these transfers that I want to do, I'm going to do off camera. I don't want to bore you guys with that. I mean, this part's going to be boring doing the short list, but I just mainly want to show you guys who exactly I'm going to be looking for, and hopefully at the beginning of the next video, you guys will get to see who I will be able to get if I'm able to get these players that I want. Now, the next player I'm going to get is going to be the analog for Lee Clark. And it's a player that I believe was also linked with Newcastle at one point, who currently plays for Norwich. And he goes by the name of Todd Cantwell. And he's only 23 years old. And you can see that his contract is expiring in 12 months. He is valued at around 11.5 million. So I should be able to get him at around that, or maybe even less. Now, this next player, I kind of have a soft spot for him. He is currently at Arsenal. He did have a spell, at a loan spell at Leeds United that unfortunately didn't turn out well for him. And this player is Eddie Nketiah. He still has decent potential. I think he has like 81 or 82 potential. His contract is expiring in 12 months. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get him. Now, the next player is, you guys may scratch your head at this one, but it's a player that currently plays for a newly relegated team in Bournemouth that I've always kind of rated, and I think he's been one of their best players, and he is Lewis Cook. And his contract is expiring in 12 months, which I'm probably going to put him in the starting lineup over Joe Willock until Joe Willock gets and changes into center mid. So that's another one that hopefully I'll be able to get the deal across the line. Now this next one should also be in the last year of his contract, and he's going to be the analog for Faustino Asprilla, who, if you're a Newcastle fan, knows that he scored that famous goal, hat-trick against Barcelona in their first ever game in the Champions League. And this player that I'm going to be going for is Luis Javier Suarez. Now, he does have a release clause of 54 million, but he is valued at around 23.5. I'm hoping I could get him at around that fee. Maybe I might have to pay a little bit more, but hopefully I'll be able to get him for less than 30. At least that's what the goal is. At least that's what I'm trying to do. Now, another player that I want to go for, which is honestly going to be the last year of the contract player that I'm looking to bring in. And to be honest with you, it's a player that I don't see come up a whole heck of a lot in career modes that I've seen, and that is Nathaniel Phillips. He currently plays for Liverpool. Now, I do want to keep Lascelles, but I kind of want to have Nathaniel Phillips in there too, so I'm going to go ahead and shortlist him. And now that I got that out of the way, I do want... there are a few high-profile players that I do want to get. And one of the big ones I'm looking for is in the center midfield position. And it's a player that currently plays for Southampton, who I believe is also at one point or currently is linked with Newcastle. And he is James Ward-Prowse, and I just think this guy, he is by far the best the best player in the Southampton squad. He is a player that I definitely think will improve my team, so that's the player that hopefully I'll be able to bring in. He is valued at 33.5 million. I may have to pay at least between 45 and 50 for him, hopefully. But he's one player that I'm looking at. Another player that I know, I don't think he's been so much linked with him now, but he was linked with him in the past. And that player is going to be Tammy Abraham, if I can find him. There he is. And I just feel this guy's going to be a beast. I mean, he has strength, he has height, you can see his finishing, his reaction's good, attacking position is good. I'm going to go ahead and put him on the short list. And while we're looking at strikers, I'm planning on bringing in a former one who currently plays for Brentford and tore it up in the championship. And I can't say he's doing bad, but he's not matching that level that he did in the championship, and that is Ivan Toney. He is 2 years older than Tammy Abraham, but he is somebody that does have decent potential. I think he has like 80 potential. So, at the very least, I may have him as a backup down the road. So I'm going to go ahead and shortlist him. Now, you probably noticed from the starting lineup, I desperately need good wide backs. The only decent one that has any form of potential is Jamal Lewis, and I do plan on having him as a starting wide back. But I'm also going to be looking at a few other players that I can possibly bring in. And one of them happens to play for Leicester, and he goes by the name of James Justin. Gonna go ahead and shortlist him. He is valued at around 15.5 million. So hopefully I'll be able to get him without paying too much. Maybe, maybe not. I know Jamal Lewis is going to be in that left back position. So if I don't end up getting him, hopefully I'll be able to get this next player who goes by the name of Kyle Walker-Peters. Another person from Southampton. I tell you what, this is another one of those players that on his day, I think he is absolutely fantastic. And I think he would do well on my Newcastle team. So hopefully I'll be able to get him in. And now this last one I'm going to put on my short list. I very, very highly doubt I'm going to be able to get him. But I'm going to put him in there anyway. Just so I can put him in there. And it's a player that Sam Allardyce has said that Newcastle, he thinks that Newcastle should sign. And that player is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. As you can see, he's valued at $37.5 million. I think he's like 81 or 82 rated. I believe he's 81 rated. So I am going to be playing a little bit of cheddar if I do want to get him in. He is a possibility. But like I said, I'm looking at some of the other ones like Tammy Abraham and Luis Javier Suarez and that. But I don't know. I'm going to be doing all these transfers off camera. But let's see if there's anything else I want to cover here real quick before I end the video. Let's look at the squad hub real quick. You see Martin Dubravka. I plan on using him hopefully on a swap deal in order to bring in Henderson. Hopefully that'll work out. Carl Darlow. I may use him in a swap deal somewhere. Gillespie. He's probably not going to be in any deal, so I'm going to go ahead and sell him. Freddie Woodman. He's shown glimpses that he can be a good keeper, but I think I'm going to go ahead and put him on the transfer list. Matt Ritchie, I could possibly use him in a swap deal. Jamal Lewis can stay. Charlie Wiggett, I'm going to go ahead and add him to the loan list. You can see Watson Cass are already out on loan at Wigan and Port Vale respectively. Kieran Clark, he can get out of here. he can. Now, Fabian Schär, I may end up using him as part of a swap deal. This is a guy that I wouldn't even consider getting rid of, but yeah, I just have to because he does not fit the criteria. There was no Swiss players in either the 96-97 or the 2002-2003 team, so he's going to have to go. Remy Savage is going to go out on loan. Hopefully he'll grow. Jamal Lascelles, he's not going anywhere. I'm so torn about what exactly I want to do with Paul Dummett. I may end up selling him, but I may end up using him as a swap deal if I can. Same with Fernandez. I think this guy is awesome in real life, but he is 32 years of age, 75 rated. He's not going to have a future in my team, unfortunately. Same with Javier Manquillo. He's good on his day, but again, he's ineligible to be on my team. Same with Emil Kraft. The Swedish right back with 73 rating. Isaac Hayden is a mixed bag for me. Sometimes he's really good, sometimes he's not. He's another one that I may end up using in a swap deal, so I'm just going to hang on to him. Ryan Fraser, I'm just going to go ahead and add him to the transfer list. He has not been the same player since he suffered all those injuries at Bournemouth. Sam Maximin is going to be the captain of this team. By the way, I'm also going to set up player developments for the development plans for these players once I get done with all my signings. But Sam Maximin, he's not going anywhere. He is going to be my David Ginola analog. He's not going anywhere. Sean Longstaff, I'm still trying to figure out what exactly I want to do with him. I may end up sending him on loan, but as a matter of fact, I may end. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add both Sean and Matt Longstaff, which I don't know why, but he's not. He really should be on loan at Aberdeen on here. I don't know why he's not, but I'm gonna put him on loan. And I'm gonna see how they grow when they're on loan, and whoever grows the most, I'm gonna keep. And if both end up growing insanely, I may end up keeping both. But if neither one of them grow, I may end up selling them. Jack Young, I'm going to go ahead and add him to the loan list. Same with Singare. I'm going to add him to the loan list. Jeff Hendrick, I don't think I'm really going to get anybody valuable for him. I'm just going to go ahead and add him to the transfer list. John Joe Shelby, I plan on using him in a swap deal in order to get somebody. Same with Miggy Almiron. Even though I absolutely adore Miggy, I think he's an awesome player. I just love that he smiles all the time. I love the energy that he brings. But at 27 years of age, he doesn't have the potential that he did anymore. I think his potential is only like 79 now, which isn't going to cut it, unfortunately. Rodrigo Vilca will be added on loan. Hopefully, he'll be able to grow. Same with Elliot Anderson, which it shows that he has great potential. So, no, I didn't want to. No, I don't want to remove him from. I want to add him to loan, not transfer. Well, look, I'm gonna go ahead and change him to try to get him changed to center mid right now. Hopefully, it won't take super long. He has medium work rate, which is nice, and it's gonna take him 47 weeks. Ugh. But he only takes 9 weeks to do left midfielder, so he is right-footed, so I may end up turning him into a wide midfielder. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. And that way Lewis Cook can go in there and be part of my starting 11 alongside, hopefully, James Ward-Prowse. Jacob Murphy doesn't have any potential. I'm going to go ahead and add him to the transfer list. Jolinton, he's kind of had a bit of a career renaissance lately, especially in the past month. He's been arguably Newcastle's best player since Eddie Howe came into the picture, but he does not fit the criteria. There was no Brazilian players in any of the 96, 97, or 2002, 2003 squads, so I'm going to probably end up using him in a part of a swap deal, probably for either Suarez or Tammy Abraham. Callum Wilson, he may end up sticking around, though. I may end up looking to let him go anyway. Dwight Gale, I am definitely looking to sell on, so he can go to the transfer list. And Thomas Allen, he can go to the loan list. Hopefully he'll grow. But yeah, that is a look at the squad. I showed you guys who I want to get. Like I said, I'm going to be playing a 4-4-2 formation. I am going to be buying some scouts. I'm high-rated scouts. And what I want to do is I want to send one scout to England. I want to send one scout to Wales. Hopefully I'll find the next Gary Speed and Craig Bellamy. And if I can, I want to send another one to Peru, where hopefully I can find the next Noberto Solano, who is one of my all-time favorite Newcastle players. So hopefully I'll be able to get that accomplished. But without rambling on too much, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, and hopefully I'll be able to speak better in the next video. But hopefully at the start of the next video, you guys will be able to see all of my new signings, and we'll also get to play the preseason tournament as well. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. I am so excited about this career mode. You can probably tell because of my inability to speak. But I don't even know how many seasons this is going to go. I want to go at least 3 seasons with this team. And of course, the ultimate goal is to win the Champions League with this team. So hopefully I'll be able to accomplish that. But But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you guys are going to be enjoying watching this career mode as I will playing it. I think this is going to be absolutely awesome. This is my favorite team. This is a team that I've supported since the mid-90s. And hopefully you guys will be along with me for the ride. So, thank you guys so much again, and I will see you guys again next time.